Here's a segment from a recent Gun Talk radio episode. You can listen to all the Gun Talk radio podcasts however you tune in, or check out guntalk.com for more. One of the things we love doing is working with really interesting companies, and some of the smaller companies are the more innovative ones. And there's one up in northern Idaho, my home state these days, which I just love Idaho, that's been doing some really interesting things for a number of years. It's Wolf Arms, and joining us right now is Nate Treadaway. Hey, Nate, welcome.
Hey, Tom, how are you today?
Well, I am well. Look at the beautiful sunshine out there and thinking, man, I should be out there doing a little hunting right now. I don't know why I'm doing this.
You and I both, and truth be told, I'm down here in Georgia right now. I'm headed back to Idaho on Tuesday, and we've been busy planting our food plots and getting ready for the fall right here, down in Georgia.
Okay, so yeah, exactly. You go where you have to go, and then I just found out. Well, you know how complex the Idaho game regs are. It's like you need a lawyer to explain them to you. And just found out that this elk tag I got, which I didn't think was all that great. Turns out that there's I got a 4-day window when I can do a spike hunt back behind the house. And I just got one of those Marlin 4570s, and I'm thinking, that might be fun.
Oh, that would be kind of cool. Hey, yeah. So pardon me for being ignorant, but I didn't realize that you were from Idaho.
Well, I'm not from Idaho, but I moved up here a few years ago, and I live in Cascade. So you know right where that is, just south of McCall. You know, so we got
my wife and I drove through there last weekend before last.
Well, shoot, next time you're coming through, give me a holler. We'll go grab some lunch or something, okay?
You bet.
All right, so you guys have been doing, I guess you probably ought to start off and tell people what Wolf Arms is and the kind of stuff you got, because it's amazing all the things you have on your website.
Sure. Well, so Lone Wolf Arms was founded, I don't even remember the exact date, but probably 15 years ago, and you know what we specialize at Lone Wolf is making Glocks run better. And I know that everybody said, well, they run quite fine the way they are, but in a lot of cases, people want a better trigger. They want something with a little bit lighter pull. They want a slide that's lighter. Maybe they want some lightning cuts or just a little bit of pizzazz, some extra color. Those are the things that we do best.
And one of the things that Lone Wolf is really known for is barrels.
That's right. Yep, we've been making barrels for a really long time.
Yeah, exactly. And now you got frames. You got 80% frames. You even have complete pistols. Tell me about that.
Well, so we have about a year ago we introduced our first complete pistol, and we just kind of had an epiphany where we realized that we were making essentially everything else that goes in the gun other than the magazine, and we might as well start selling them as a complete kit. And
put it all together, right?
Exactly, put it all together, and we've had a really good response to that. And you know, one of the things that's a kind of a hallmark of our pistol design, Tom, is that the grip angle, and you and I may have talked about this before, but there's probably a lot of people that don't realize this. But our grip angle is more reminiscent of a 1911. So for a lot of your users that and listeners that grew up, you know, shooting a 1911, it's going to be a more comfortable gun to handle for them than a traditional Glock.
Kind of that 18-degree angle that John Browning perfected, 17, 18 degree. So wait a minute. Are you saying you got essentially a Glock-ish pistol, but with a 1911 grip angle?
That is correct. Ooh. To me, it's much more intuitive and easy to point.
Man, that is cool. Now, Lone Wolf also you got into suppressors in a big way.
Well, I don't know if I'd call it a big way, but we certainly have. It's an area that we've had some knowledge and expertise, and with one of our sister companies, we have an engineer that worked for a former suppressor manufacturer, and so we worked with him in a kind of a collaborative way, and he designed a 9mm pistol for us. A pistol suppressor.
Suppressor, okay. All right, so and then we're talking with you guys, and you've been doing a lot of good stuff with Gun Talk, and we appreciate that. And kind of we're just knocking around and said, what can we do? What can we do? And you said, well, let's throw out a discount for Gun Talk listeners. I went, well, okay, let's do that. And then you kind of floored us. I'm going to let you carry the ball on this thing because this is amazing.
Sure. Well, you know, and Tom, it's one of those things that I kind of kick myself for us not thinking of on the front end of this, but at any rate, what we wanted to do is offer all of your customers and kind of loyal fan base out there 20% off. And I don't quote me on this, but I think we were going to do it for the month of October. It may go a little bit beyond that, but I can't promise you.
Okay.
But I know at least for the month of October, it's and the code is GunTalk20. So anybody goes to the lonewolf.com, Lone Wolf Distributors or lonewolfarms.com websites,
right,
which direct you to the same place, and they get 20% off for being one of your crew.
Is this for everything?
Anything that can be purchased on the website. That's correct.
Okay, so the barrels, the parts, slides. I don't know if you can order.
Yep, custom. Yeah, if you want a slide with a custom feature or a unique barrel, or you want to send your gun in and have it kind of customized, we can do that, and this code will work for any of those.
So it's Lone Wolf Distributing or lonewolfdist.com, or if you just put in Lone Wolf, you're going to find it pretty quickly.
It'll pop up.
Yeah, exact. 20% off, and the code is GunTalk20. You got to put that into the code when you're checking out. And I'm just looking at this. There are products here that cost hundreds of dollars, and 20%. You're going to be talking about $100 off on some of these things.
That is for sure. It's a great
amazing
opportunity, and again, I think it's very appropriate for you and for your listeners and followers, and we got a lot of synergies there, and we want to help take advantage of them.
That is terrific. Well, thank you very much. So how's it looking down in Georgia for your deer season?
It's looking, well, I always say it looks pretty good when we've got our bucks in our summer pattern, and then they kind of scatter. So
yeah,
who knows what it'll look like. It's been really dry here the last couple of weeks. We avoided the hurricane, which is both good news and bad news, but the bad part of that is we didn't get any rain at all. But the acorns will start falling here in a couple of weeks, and archery season's in now, and then it goes into a week of muzzleloader and then rifle. So the weather's been cooler, and whether I see anything or not, I'm ready to go sit in a tree just to clear my mind. That's where I enjoy myself.
I know what you mean. It's like I'm thinking, I hadn't really planned on doing a spike hunt, but I'm thinking, I can literally walk out my door with my rifle in my hand and walk up the hill, and I'm liable to run into an elk, or I just went and bought a bear tag yesterday because we got bears here. Oh yeah, and I also have a lion tag. I also have a wolf tag because you got to love Idaho, right?
That's wonderful. I don't get any of those benefits because I'm not an Idaho resident yet, but I keep putting in, and I've yet to draw anything meaningful. But I'm not going to give up hope. I'm going to keep giving you guys my dollars.
Well, we appreciate that. We do. And when you're driving by all means, let me know you're coming through, and let's make a point to break some bread or something.
That sounds great. I'll hold you to it.
Nate, I appreciate the code. If people want to use the discount code, it is GunTalk20, and it's Lone Wolf. Just put in Lone Wolf Arms or Lone Wolf Distributing. You'll find it on the site. Take a look at everything that's there. It is an amazing offer, and I really appreciate you doing this for our listeners.
You're welcome, Tom. It was great catching up with you. And if you don't mind, let me mention one thing here before I forget.
You bet.
We will any orders that are in today will be fine. This week we are changing our ERP system, so sometime probably tomorrow or Tuesday the site will be down for 2 to 3 days. So if somebody needs something urgently, get it. But if not, the system will come back up, and we'll be able to get it out later in the week. But just do understand that there'll be a little bit of a disruption there as we implement our new software. Okay, sounds good, Nate. I appreciate it. Look, you take care. See you later, Tom. All righty, be good. All right, 866-TALK-GUN. Do you believe that? GunTalk20 is your code. 20% off everything. And I mean everything. Just check it out. Lone Wolf Arms. You'll find it there.